John Medlin. We met in 1976, so we've been together 38 years. We have been married officially 10 years. We got married probably in the group of the first 25 folks from the U.S. to marry up in B.C. This is even before the rest of Canada had okayed same-gender marriage.
He's from Canada?
No, John's from Georgia.
Definitely not Canada.
Definitely not Canada. No, he's from Atlanta, Georgia. We met in New York City, and we met on a sunbathing rock in the middle of the Rambles, which is the big cruising area in Central Park. And we weren't actually, we were sunbathing, and I was reading the New York Times, and he said that he kept giving me the eye, and I wasn't giving it back, so he finally asked to borrow a part of the Times, and we hit it off, and I went back to his apartment, and I really liked this dog, and so we've been together ever since then. And I said from the beginning, I said, I just don't think that I can be in a monogamous relationship. And because there I am being just kind of forward and truthful again. And he said, well, let's just give this a shot. That's fine with me. And that it's worked out just incredibly well over the years. And
How? Why?
I'm just stunned when I read about or hear about couples who she'll say, "Oh my God, I found out that he had sex with one person." I'm like, and so what about the 99% of the rest of your lives that you shared? I mean,
it's
really,
all over because that one thing.
Exactly. I walk in the door, and my anxiety level goes down. I just, I cannot imagine life without him. He's 10 years older than me, so maybe I should prepare myself. But I think that I wonder whether or not either one of us would be alive if we had not met the other one. Because we met in New York City right before the AIDS crisis. I am a crazy soul, and once we kind of knew what was going on and that safety was important, it was not just only important for me, but I had this man at home that I knew would be devastated if anything ever happened to me. And so it really did moderate kind of what I did. I have not had, for instance, unprotected anal sex, and now, I think he would have been dead because he does suffer from a little depression, and he's a real introvert. And, I get that little man out doing all kinds of things that he never, ever would have done. And so we just respect each other and love each other. We are morphing in some ways into the same person. We will watch a football game of any sort and we'll be able to choose sides and scream and yell, and and that's kind of new. And I don't know, every day I just know when I decided that I really needed to leave my last job, the job at Pride Foundation. When I really started talking about it, I said, John, I don't know, we're going to be a little bit poor, and I don't know. And he's like, I don't need half of what we have. I want you whole and healthy, and I don't want you to come home to me one day in a body bag. And I don't know, it's just complete trust. I must say that I'm the one that that runs around more and have always done it more. And John and I never established this ground rule, but I have this ground rule that if I'm feeling more than it's just sex with a specific individual, time to move on, because I could never go home and say, John, I'm leaving you. It just would not be, yeah.
You don't confuse sex with love?
Sex is not love. It is not love. Yeah, for me, I don't know. I'm kind of this sexual person, so I can have sex and then 20 minutes later say, and so, what's going on at work? I mean, who was it that I was reading somebody recently who was saying, oh, there was this movie that I saw at the Seattle Lesbian Gay Film Festival called Dick's the Documentary. And at Dick's the Documentary, by the way, there was an expert panel at the end, and I was chosen as being one of the dick experts. But so it was all of these guys talking about their junk, and they're naked from kind of their midsection, no head. And this one guy said that he'd been heterosexual all of his life, but now he's kind of enjoying sex with men. And one of the reasons he's enjoying sex with men is that most men just think of sex as sex, and it's not, let's have sex and then, oh, you're going to call me in the morning. Oh. So.
We don't even know who to call half the time.
So.
Did I get your name?
So, yeah, for me, no, sex is not love.
So, but you did have sex the first day you met.
Yes, which is surprising to some people. We went to a wedding of two very dear people that met about the same time that John and I met. But we went to the wedding. They just got married this January, whenever it was. And two women. And I said, so how did you meet? And she said, well, we met and we were both with men. And then a year later, we did this. And then a year later, we went up to Canada. And then a year later, we had our first kiss. And I went, oh my God, that was 4 years. I said, John and I met on the sunbathing rock, and an hour later we were in his apartment doing it. And one of them went, oh my God, that's so efficient. Yeah.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember what part of the times he asked for?
Oh, I actually don't. And in fact, I'm really sad that we don't have a copy of it. I can't go back and get it because it was August the 1st, 1976, right after the bicentennial, which was a big to-do in New York City. So
Magical time, right?
yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So here's something that I think...
And it was a Sunday.
A Sunday. Nice.